Good afternoon, friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with createwithnancy.com, and I welcome you to my craft room. So come on in, say hello, let me know where you're from, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to you. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I love sharing creative ideas with you. Ideas that are going to inspire you to create some beautiful creations and share those creations with others, because there's nothing like a handmade card to bring joy and a smile to that someone special. So come on in, say hello, and let's get creating. Today we're doing, it's Funfold Friday. So I have a fun fold for you that's super easy, and you're gonna love it. It showcases the designer on both sides. So if you have trouble figuring out which side of the paper to use, well, you have no fear. You can use both sides. So it is rainy here again. Nothing but rain. I've been over in the barn pricing for the sale next week, and it's always louder than it is in the house because it's a tin roof and you just hear the rain like crazy. Shirley was over there with me earlier, so hi Shirley and Colleen. I know, hopefully everybody's warm and cozy and having a great day. It's Memorial Day weekend. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. So yes, Memorial Day weekend, and I don't know, you know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be over to the barn working on my sale. So nothing exciting happening here today. Okay, so anyway, I'm just looking at the chat again. You sent out 5 cards today. Yay, Colleen. I've got 2 ready to go. I think for Tuesday is when I need to send them. So I'm trying to keep up with upcoming birthdays and stuff and events. So yeah, so anyways, let's see. So let's get started. Yesterday we used our Wednesday. Yes, it's been 2 days, Nancy. We used the, let's see, do I have my screen ready? Yes. Okay, we're good. So Wednesday we did these great, easy, it's going to be a sketch card. This will be a template in a newsletter, okay? So it's an easy template to use, and it's with the Wildflower designer paper, and I thought we should use it again today for our fun fold. And this is also my thank you gift for the month of May. Here's a packet of cards. You're going to get supplies to make all 4 of these cards. That's what I forgot. I forgot to add, no, I did add paper. There'll be paper you can fussy cut. You've got your embellishments. You've got strips for the inside, envelopes, designer paper for the flaps and everything. So all you need is a greeting set to create this kit. And you can get this kit for free during the month of May with a $50 or more order in my online store, or you can purchase it for $18 as well. Just simply message me. Okay. All right. So let's see here. I know lighting is just atrocious. I think I got to get some more lights in here because my desk is just dark. Okay, so we are going to use that Wildflower Birthday. We're going to use this pattern here today. All right. So you have to decide what's going to be on the inside and what's going to be on the outside. So I want this, because it's such a busy pattern, on the inside of my paper. Okay, we're going to have, let's see, I think it's just 3 score marks we're going to do today. Okay. And we're going to need to open up our trimmer all the way, okay? And this is the pattern I want for the inside, so we're going to start with that. Now, with it facing up, okay? So to methodically think about it, so there's going to be a panel here, a panel here, and a panel here, okay? So I find it's easier for me to think about it, so I know my paper's going the correct way, especially if it's directional, okay? So if you score it this way, all right? So we're going to score it at 3 3/4, and did I tell you how long this is? So it's 5.5 inches tall and 12 inches long, okay? So we will score at 3 3/4 inches, and make sure you use just you know, I wouldn't really dig into your trim, you know, your blade, scoring blade. Just pass it up and down gently, okay? Then we're going to score at 7 3/4, okay? So we're going to do that. And then finally, we're going to score at 11 inches, all right? Because if it was directional, like this one right here, and if I did it from the front side, I might get confused, okay? So if you do it from this side and just work your way across, it will turn out beautifully. Okay, so that's all we need, all right? So let's, let me see here. Did I do that right? Yes, I got it upside down. So we are going to burnish those score lines and just make sure your paper, like I'm off here, so just make sure it's lined up there, okay? Well, and then we're gonna fold this one into it as well. Ensure your sides are lined up. And then this one we're going to fold back, so it kind of gives us a little bit of a two-tone look there. All right, and that's it. So hopefully you're taking down directions if you want to quickly make this card and not wait for a tutorial. So we're going to adhere this flap closed, okay? Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. And then got glue all over. I have to look at my pattern here. Okay, now we have some pieces. So let's get our front panel done. All right. So we have a piece of blueberry bushel. Let me look at my cheat sheet here. That is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 tall. Okay. So we are going to adhere this down. Just adhere it down. I'm gonna center it on this small little panel here. Okay, so this from the score line to here is where I'm gonna center this from side to side and up and down. Okay, you see that? And this sketch or this card fun fold works great whether it's portrait or landscape. Now we're gonna take some ribbon, our silver and white ribbon, and we are gonna tie a bow onto here. Okay. And you do want to be fairly gentle, so I'm going to make my loop, okay? I want my bow to land up at the top of my cardstock here, okay? So I'm going to pretend I've got like a bow there and I got a nice tail to tie with. So then I can bring this other piece up. I might give myself just a little bit more room as to where I wanted that bow and cut off my tail. Does that make sense? So I should have plenty to tie here. So I'm going to just grab it, and that's where I'm going to start tying my bow. So let's do this. Because you don't want to pull it too tight, okay? Because remember, it's designer paper, so it is kind of fragile. So just kind of take your time with it. But you do want a tight enough bow so it doesn't fall off your card. Here we go. We're going to adjust our loops here. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, I think that looks good. So, but I think we're going to want to just slide it up. Did you see my little trick there? So I just kind of, you curl your card front there a little bit, and it'll help move this along. So that's why I never adhere my ribbon down to my card front. Okay, gives me the option to slide that ribbon around. Oh, I'm starting to rip it. Ah, see, I tied it. See, I've got a little rip there. Yikes. So be gentle. Okay, hopefully that'll be okay. Okay, we got that done. I think I'm gonna trim these just a little bit. We can go back and trim them some more. See, I was fussing with the bow. Okay, let's get that done. Now let's finish the front of our card, I guess. So I have this die cut from our Texture Notes die. Can you see the texture on that right there? So I didn't grab them out. We are going to stamp Best Wishes with Blueberry Bushel, because that's Blueberry Bushel cardstock right there. And we want to, you know, keep things matchy-matchy, right? So let's ink this up. I'm looking to make sure that it's got nice coverage. And I'm looking at Wishes to make sure that looks like it's straight. All right. Voila. Okay, that looks good. Let's close that up, move that over to the side. So we can now adhere this to our Pretty in Pink. Okay. And then I did some fussy cutting of some cakes. So let's do that next. All right, so we've got some cakes here that I fussy cut out of some designer paper like this. This is one of the sheets right here. Makes some great cakes. So let's take this really tall one and we're going to put that right smack dab in the middle, kind of up tall. All right, looks good. And then these other two that I cut, we're going to add some dimensionals to them. Just a couple dimensionals. I'm not going to worry about the cake stand because it's so tiny. To try to get a dimensional in that it's a little tricky, but I think it'll be fine without it. Okay. All right. So anybody have any other cards they've got to create this weekend? I'll be working on also my sample boards for upcoming classes as well. So they'll be on display at my open house and in an upcoming newsletter as well. Probably not too soon on that because I'm just really focusing on the sale for next week. So if you're local, come on out and check out the classes. Okay, look at that. Easy peasy. Creates a quick focal point. And you know what, let's use up some of these edges here. So let's go and use the edge of our dimensionals and put these around. Just kind of do this right here. There we go. This is a little thick right there. Let's do this. And sometimes I leave like the channel free, so there's ribbon here. So if I did need to like slide that ribbon, it could still slide and wouldn't get caught up on the dimensionals. All right, that looks good. Yay! Okay, let's do the inside of our card right here. Even using this as a card base is still pretty sturdy, so it's totally fine. So we're going to take, I got a piece of basic white that's 3 5/8 by 4 7/8 wide. Okay, and let's add some designer paper here for the bottom of the inside message area. Now I didn't get a lot of designs out of this because some of them, the back side and the front side, just didn't coordinate well. Plus we had that 6 paper. One of the papers has all those die cuts out of it as well. So I only got 2 to show today. This one and one other one that I could work with this design where I was happy with seeing both sides of the paper. So we're going to glue this right here in the center panel. And this piece is 3 1/4 by 5 inches. But let's dress up the inside a little bit. So there was these cakes right here, okay, where the cake petal got cut off. So I think let's use this one. We're going to just we're going to finish cutting off the rest of the cake petal, okay? And let's do this. So if you're loving any of these products, okay, you can head to my online store and order at createwithnancy.com and click on the Shop Now button, and that will take you directly into the store. You could add these, and hopefully later today I'll have all the shopping links as well here underneath this video, and that will give you a whole shopping list if you want. Add it to your account, to your store, and you can delete any of them that you don't need, but it's kind of like a one quick shopping thing for all the supplies used for today's card. Whoops, we forgot to add one thing. Forgot to add this, so let's do this. Totally forgot about this. So let's do this. We're going to line this right up at the edge. Okay, I'm going to just hold this up and get it in there with my snips. Trim that off. There we go. Now we can add our cake. There. There we go. Isn't that sweet? Totally easy peasy. And there's our card. But we need a little bit of bling. I don't know. I think we will just add like just one. Okay. We're going to put a little bling just right there, because the ribbon's got quite a bit of bling. There we go. Afraid to fuss with this anymore because I don't want to rip my paper. There we go. All right. I think we've done. Here's the envelope flap right here. I'm using that same design there. And then let's look at the other one. So this one's portrait, okay? So I want you to see what it's like to have it in landscape mode, okay? Isn't this sweet to have it going like this instead, all right? So it can go whatever way you'd like. And then I have this one right here with the cupcakes, or not cupcakes, with the cakes. Huh. It sounds like, hi Betty, welcome. And then we have this right here. So that's it for today. If you're loving this, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I will be back on Wednesday for some more creative ink. And let's see. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and we will see you next week. Okay? Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. Have a great weekend, and happy Memorial Day. And I don't know if we can even get out to see the cemeteries, because hopefully it's sunshiny for the parades to happen so we can honor all the vets.